In the vast expanse of the galaxy, one species believed itself to be the apex predator. The Hero warriors forged by the merciless trials of their death world, Zarin Prime. For centuries, they crushed rivals, subdued civilizations, and claimed dominion among the stars. So these humans think they're the real predators? But when the Herald turned their gaze toward Earth, they found something they had never encountered before, a death world species that didn't just survive, it thrived on chaos. Commander, these human, they don't tire. It's as if they're built for this. Varric, they are strange creatures, but they are not unstoppable. We have conquered species far stronger than them. And yet, whispers began to creep through the Hero ranks, stories of human soldiers who shrugged off injuries, of tactics that defied logic, and of a relentless will to fight as though pain was an afterthought. When the first battle began, the Herald advanced with a calculated precision that had won them countless victories. Pearl, Commander, they're everywhere. Their tactics make no sense, but they're breaking our ranks. Varric, this is what happens when a species lacks discipline. Their chaos cannot outlast our order. But the chaos did not falter. As the Herald's energy waned, the humans only fought harder, relentless, defiant, and unyielding. Still holding up, Herald? Thought this was going to be a real fight. Varric, tell that human he will regret underestimating the Herald. But as the battle raged on, the truth became undeniable. The humans weren't just fighting to win. They were fighting as if war was their very nature. Outnumbered and cornered, the humans pressed forward with a determination that defied logic. Each soldier fought not just for survival, but with a will so unbreakable it shook even the mighty Herald to their core. Pearl, Commander, they're relentless. It's as if they thrive on this. Varric, how? How are they still pushing back? They're only human. In their final moments, the Herald learned a truth they could not ignore. The humans weren't just death worlders, they were hunters. Driven not by fear, but by an unyielding spirit that no weapon could break. Human Commander, you fought well, Herald. But this battle is over. The Herald believed themselves the galaxy's ultimate predators. But on that day, they learned what it truly meant to face a death worlder. They had not encountered survivors, they had encountered victors. And the galaxy would never forget. Victory was theirs, but it came at a cost. Humanity had proven their mettle, not just as survivors, but as warriors who thrived against impossible odds. The Herald, once undisputed masters of the galaxy's death worlds, had fallen. Yet this was no simple triumph, it was a reckoning. Commander, gather the wounded, secure the prisoners. No one gets left behind. Today we've done more than win a battle, we've changed the course of history. But let's not forget the price we paid. The soldiers nod, their movements deliberate as they begin their work. The camaraderie among them is palpable, a stark contrast to the rigid hierarchies of the Herald. Varric, they fight like no other, not for survival, but for something far greater. A human soldier approaches, his gaze piercing but not unkind. He doesn't speak, yet his presence is enough to make Varric lower his eyes. In that silence, the Herald commander understands the gravity of his defeat. The Herald had underestimated humanity, seeing them as mere anomalies among the stars. But they failed to grasp the essence of what it means to be human, to adapt, to endure, and to rise beyond the sum of their parts. Alien Dignitary 1. The humans, they defeated the Herald? Impossible. Alien Dignitary 2. Impossible or inevitable. Perhaps we've underestimated them too. Soldier. Sir, reports from the fleet. The galaxy is watching. They're afraid of us. Commander. Let them watch. Fear isn't what we want. Respect, that's the goal. He turns back to the horizon, his expression unreadable. The Herald learned a harsh lesson. Humanity was not prey, but predator. In their defeat, the galaxy glimpsed a new reality, a future where humans stood not as conquerors, but as equals to be reckoned with. A force forged by fire, unstoppable in their unity. Council Elder. How could this happen? The humans were primitive, an untested species, tactical advisor. We underestimated them. Their adaptability, their tenacity, it is beyond calculation. Council Elder. Excuses. A single campaign does not define a species. We will rebuild, and we will crush them. Young Counselor. No, we must study them. They are not like us, nor any others we've faced. The humans didn't just defeat our armies, they dismantled the very foundations of our strategies. Young counselor, we might have made an enemy we cannot destroy. Commander, the Herald will regroup. They'll come back with bigger fleets, more weapons, and a thirst for revenge. That's who they are, warriors bred to dominate. Commander, but domination isn't victory. They don't understand what drives us, what makes us fight harder when the odds are against us. Officer 1. Survival. Commander. No. Purpose. Commander. We fight because we believe in something bigger than ourselves. A future worth protecting. That's why we'll win. Because no matter how hard they hit us, we'll hit back harder. Amphibian leader. The Herald were supposed to be unbeatable. If humanity can humble them, they may be the allies we need. Council member. Or the threat we must eliminate before they grow stronger. On another planet, a reptilian species watches footage of the battle. Their chieftain, seated on a throne of polished bone, growls as he speaks to his advisors. Reptilian chieftain. The humans, they fight like predators. We respect strength, but their ferocity is unnatural. We must prepare for their rise. The galaxy begins to fracture, alliances forming in response to humanity's ascension. Some species see humanity as a beacon of hope, others as a threat that must be extinguished. Recruit. Do you think they'll come for us again? Veteran. They'll try. But they'll learn what everyone else has. We don't break. Commander. To all who watched us and doubted, who called us fragile or primitive, know this, humanity does not seek war, but we will not shy away from it. The transmission cuts to footage of battle, humans fighting with unrelenting determination. Commander. We are not Deathworlders by chance. We are forged by our trials. Every storm, every struggle has made us stronger. Commander. The galaxy is vast, and there's room for all of us. But if you threaten our home, our people know that we will stand. And we will win. Council Elder. They are unlike anything we've faced. If we cannot defeat them, we must find another way. Tactical Advisor. Negotiate? Ally with them. They would never trust us. Young Counselor. Perhaps. But if we do not adapt, we will fall. The humans have shown us the cost of arrogance. The final scene shows Earth glowing in the darkness of space, surrounded by the growing fleet of humanity. Other alien ships appear, some friendly, others watchful. The Herald learned that humanity's strength lay not in their weapons, but in their spirit. And as the galaxy watched, they began to understand. The rise of humanity was not a threat to fear, but a challenge to meet. Teacher. Long before we reached the stars, humanity was forged in fire. We lived through ice ages, battled predators far stronger than us, and survived on a world that gave nothing freely. Teacher. Every hardship taught us to adapt, to fight, and to never give up. That's why the Herald couldn't break us. They didn't understand what it means to be human. Student. What does it mean? Teacher. It means we rise. Every single time. Herald Oracle. The humans were not shaped by chaos alone. They carry something within them, a fire that cannot be extinguished. Warrior. Fire can be smothered, extinguished. Oracle. Not this one. It is the fire of unity, of purpose. They fight not just for survival, but for each other. That is their strength, and it is a strength we do not understand. Oracle. If we do not learn from them, we will be consumed by that fire. Spy. They adapt with terrifying speed. Every defeat becomes a lesson. Every weakness a strength. Spy. They are not afraid of failure. They welcome it. No wonder we cannot match them. Velkrith Leader. The Herald have ruled through fear for centuries. But humanity has proven that fear is not invincible. If we stand with them, we may finally know freedom. Rebel Leader. The Council has failed us. They cling to old ways, unable to see the truth. Rebel. That humanity's way is better. Rebel Leader. No, that their way will destroy us if we do not change. UN Leader. To those who fear us, we say this, humanity's rise is not a threat but an opportunity. We do not seek conquest, but peace. UN Leader. To those who would stand with us, we promise this. Together, we can build a galaxy where no species lives in fear. Human Pilot. This is it, people. We hold the line. or we lose everything. In the chaos, a Herald dreadnought crashes into the Pacific Ocean, causing massive tidal waves. Human rescue teams rush to save civilians caught in the destruction. On the ground, human soldiers fight side by side with Velkrith and other alien allies, the combined forces pushing the Herald back. A narrator's voice echoes over a montage of humans and aliens rebuilding together, exploring the stars, and creating a new galactic order. The Herald sought to dominate, but humanity taught them that the greatest power lies not in destruction, but in unity. Technician, I can't get it. I can't look at a blinking red light. There's no time left. He looks out the window at the Herald ships closing in, then at the countdown timer. Technician, I have to do this. With a grim resolve, he activates the self-destruct sequence, knowing it will trigger a massive blast that will disrupt the Herald fleet. He makes one final call to Earth. Technician, this is it. If this works, you'll have a chance to win. I won't make it, but you will. Tell Earth, we'll never stop fighting. Herald Emperor, they are not like the others. These humans, they learn. They adapt faster than we anticipated. The Emperor's eyes narrow as he addresses his inner circle. Herald Emperor, prepare the final fleet. We will crush their will. Their hope ends now. But there is a flicker of doubt in the Emperor's eyes as he watches footage of human soldiers, their resolve unbroken even in the face of overwhelming odds. Soldier, take it. I'm done, but you can make it. Mother, we make it together. She takes the weapon, but instead of retreating, she rallies a group of survivors, and together they fight back, using guerrilla tactics to outmaneuver the Herald. The scene shows not just human warriors, but families, civilians, and even children joining the defense. Mother, we fight for each other. We fight for everyone. The camera zooms out to show the makeshift barricades formed by citizens, symbolizing the strength of the human spirit in the face of annihilation. Fleet Commander to comms. Prepare all units. Do not underestimate them, but we cannot let fear guide us. We fight for our homes. A Herald Commander appears on the screen, their voice deep and menacing. Herald Commander, humans, you have been warned. Surrender now or face extinction. Fleet Commander, we've been warned before, and we're still here. The camera shows the human fleet, a sea of determined faces. The first shots are fired as the battle begins, humanity's ships holding their ground and refusing to yield. Pilot, command, I'm outnumbered. Requesting backup. Before the pilot can react, a Velkrith fleet suddenly emerges from the shadows of a nearby asteroid field, flanking the Herald from behind. Velkrith pilot, you're not alone, human. Together, we will show them what true strength is. The Velkrith ships unleash a wave of fire, allowing the human pilot to break free and rejoin the fight. The turning point has come. Human General. We fight not as humans, not as Velkrith or any other race, but as a unified front against the tyranny of the Herald. He slams his fist on the table, and various alien leaders step forward, pledging their support. Velkrith leader. We fight for freedom. Human leader. And we fight for each other. The galaxy will know peace. A round of applause echoes through the room as the camera zooms out to reveal a fleet of united ships ready to launch the final assault. Fleet Commander, this is the moment, everyone. We end this here and now. Stay strong. Human fighters dive through enemy lines, weaving between explosions and debris. The screen shows the destruction of Herald ships, but also the destruction of humanity's own vessels. The cost of victory is high, but it is worth it. Finally, a coordinated attack causes the Herald flagship to explode, sending shockwaves through the battlefield. The Herald retreat in disarray. Alien emissary. Humanity's strength, wisdom, and heart have forged a new path for the galaxy. Your actions have inspired us all. We ask for your leadership in guiding the future. Human leader. We will guide, but as partners. The galaxy must learn to thrive together, or none of us will survive. The human leader looks out over the balcony of the capital, seeing ships from every race approaching in peace. Human leader. It's not the end. It's just the beginning. The battle has ended, and the galaxy is left to rebuild. Earth, standing as the symbol of unity, hosts a monumental assembly of leaders from all corners of space. The camera pans over a massive hall filled with representatives from different species, each having witnessed humanity's perseverance. Human ambassador. The war is over, but this is not the end of our story. We stand not as conquerors, but as survivors united, not by the desire to defeat, but by the will to coexist. The human ambassador pauses, letting the gravity of the moment settle before continuing. Human ambassador. We came to the galaxy with nothing but hope. Now we offer that hope to you. We stand with you as allies, as equals. The path ahead will not be easy, but together we can create a future that will honor the sacrifices made. A murmur runs through the assembly as the alien leaders nod in agreement. An ancient alien species, the Aquilani, rises, speaking in a slow, deliberate tone. Aquilani leader. Humanity's strength is not in numbers, nor in firepower, but in your unwavering resolve. We shall stand with you, and together we shall reshape the stars. Herald Commander. They will never understand. The Herald Commander takes a final look at the Earth, a symbol of humanity's victory, before turning away, retreating into the shadows of the ship. Herald Commander. But we shall return. A new force, a new empire. The galaxy will learn to fear us once again. Human Counselor. We've fought the hardest battle. Now the real work begins. The galaxies are fractured, but they don't have to stay that way. A tense silence hangs in the room as the alien representatives consider the human words. A sleek silver alien from a neighboring star system speaks up. Silver Leader. The human race has shown us much, but we have centuries of distrust between us. How can we possibly hope to build unity after such conflict? Human Counselor. We didn't build unity through trust. We built it through action. And you've already seen our actions. We protect what matters. Together. President. We will not wield our strength to control, but to protect. We will not impose our will, but help guide the future. The galaxy is vast, but we are united in purpose. As stewards, not rulers, we will ensure that peace prevails. President. We offer the stars to those who are willing to work for them. Together, we will craft a future worth living for, one that is built on the sacrifice of those who came before us. This is our promise. Human Admiral. This will be the last of them. We will hunt down every last one of their warships, and we will ensure that no more innocent lives are lost. The ships move as one, united in their purpose. As they jump to light speed, the camera cuts to various human soldiers preparing for what they know will be the final confrontation with any surviving Herald. Human Soldier. This is it. We make sure the galaxy is free for good. The ships vanish into the depths of space, a final act of vengeance and justice on behalf of all those who perished in the war. On Earth, a memorial is erected to honor the fallen, both human and alien. Thousands of names are inscribed on a massive stone monument, representing the sacrifice of those who gave their lives for the future. Human Survivor. These were the ones who fought for us. For you. The child looks up, their face full of curiosity and hope. Child. Will we have to fight too? Human Survivor. Not if we remember what they taught us. That we stand together. That peace is worth fighting for. Herald Leader. Perhaps we were wrong. Human Voice. We will rebuild. And we will not let hatred define us. The past is behind us, and the future is open. We've seen this world at its darkest, but now it's a symbol of what's possible. Even the most broken places can heal. An alien scientist from a neighboring species approaches, their features showing the same sense of wonder. Alien Scientist. We fought side by side, but it is your people's spirit that turned this world around. You didn't just fight for survival. You fought for the future. For life. Human Scientist. It's not just about surviving. It's about finding a way forward, together. Herald Leader. The humans think they've won. They think the war is over. But we've only begun. We'll rebuild our empire. We'll take what's ours. Herald Leader. No, this is not about conquest. It's about survival. The humans will never let us rise again as we were. We must evolve, adapt. The older Herald pauses, looking at the younger warriors, seeing the fire in their eyes. He knows that their path will not be one of brute force, but of cunning and adaptation. Herald Leader. We'll learn from them. Their strength isn't in power, it's in their unity. If we want to survive, we must learn how to coexist, even with the ones we once called enemies. The young warriors exchange uncertain glances, but the leader's words start to sink in. The camera pans out, showing the desolate asteroid base, silent, yet full of potential. A new, uncertain chapter begins for the Herald. Human explorer. This is it. The new frontier. The unknown, a place to build, not from the ashes, but from the possibilities of the stars. A veteran colonist, their face marked by years of hardship, joins the explorer, placing a hand on their shoulder. Veteran colonist. We don't know what's out there yet, but we're not the same people who came here to fight. We're the ones who are going to shape this world. And this time, we'll do it right. The two look out across the sprawling colony, the camera panning over the flourishing land, filled with bustling construction and activity. Humans and aliens alike are planting crops, building homes, and establishing a new society. Human explorer. This is our chance to do more than survive. This is our chance to thrive. Human teacher. This is why we fought. For them. For their future. The teacher watches as the children, now part of an integrated school, learn from each other. Alien languages are spoken alongside human ones, and each child brings something unique to the classroom. Human teacher. They'll grow up knowing that the stars don't belong to one race or one people. They belong to all of us. As the teacher looks toward the horizon, the scene shifts to show the peaceful settlement, ships from every species arriving, docking, and departing in a seamless dance of cooperation. The camera pans up to the sky, where ships, representing countless races, travel together. Herald Warlord. We were once kings of the stars, but now we are ghosts. If anyone hears this, know that we did not die in vain. Perhaps one day the galaxy will understand our story. Human diplomat. We came from different worlds, different histories, and different struggles. But today we stand united, not as conquerors, not as victors, but as a collective force of peace. A leader of a previously hostile alien species stands and joins the human diplomat on stage. Alien leader. In our darkest moments, we thought only of survival. But humanity has shown us that there is more to life than simply enduring. You've shown us that there is strength in unity, and that peace is worth striving for, no matter the cost. This is only the beginning. The galaxy has many more challenges ahead, but now we face them together. The camera zooms out to show the galaxy, with ships from countless worlds moving together side by side, a unified front in the pursuit of peace and cooperation. Who was this? This was one of the first to believe that we could make it through. She led us with courage, not just in battle, but in showing us that we are stronger when we stand together. Will we have to fight again? No. We've fought our fight. Now we build a world worth living for. On a remote mining colony, human workers are laboring to extract resources for the continued rebuilding of the galaxy. They have little recognition, no grand titles, just ordinary people doing extraordinary things. A young miner, covered in grime, pauses to watch the sunset over a barren landscape. In the distance, alien ships buzz overhead, their sleek designs glinting in the orange light. They call the great leaders heroes, but maybe it's the ones who keep going, no matter what, who are the real heroes. We're not the ones who get statues, kid. But one day, when they tell the stories of how the galaxy rebuilt, they'll be telling ours too. The ones who never stopped working. Yeah, we might not wear the medals, but we're still part of this. Every inch we dig, every step we take forward, it all counts. In a war-torn region of a former enemy planet, a human ambassador and an alien survivor walk through the ruins of a once bustling city. The human and alien stand together, facing the destruction caused by the war. The alien has scars that mark them both physically and emotionally, but there's also an understanding in their eyes. We both lost so much. This wasn't just your fight or mine. It was all of ours. Your people fought to protect their home. We fought because we thought we were superior. But we didn't know the cost. We all have blood on our hands. But we can rebuild. We can make this mean something. The two pause before a monument to those lost in the conflict. The alien survivor places a hand on the stone, and the human ambassador follows suit. Then let us rebuild together as equals, for the ones we lost, and for those who will come after us. On a bustling station in the heart of the galaxy, young humans and aliens alike are preparing to leave for their first missions. A human child, now an adult, is saying goodbye to their mentor, an older human soldier. The child has a calm, confident demeanor, ready for the challenges ahead. I can't believe it's finally time. I thought this day would never come. You're ready. You've learned from the best. You've seen the worst. Now it's your turn to lead. The child looks around the station, seeing the ships being prepped for departure. There's a sense of excitement in the air, but also a heavy responsibility. It's not about fighting anymore. It's about making sure we don't repeat the mistakes of the past. You'll lead with wisdom. Just remember, the future belongs to those who build it, not just those who survive it. These plants, they're alive in ways we've never seen before. They're growing differently, adapting to each species that interacts with them. It's not just the plants that are adapting, my friend. It's all of us. This world, it's living just like we are. It changes, it grows, and it finds a way to survive together. Maybe we're not just exploring space anymore. Maybe we're becoming part of it. This treaty is more than just paper. It's a promise. A promise that we won't let the past define us. That we will rise above it. We were enemies once, but the galaxy is vast, and no one can survive alone. It is time to forge a new path, one where we build, not destroy. This is just the beginning. We have much to build together. Together, we will show the galaxy what true strength looks like. We fought to survive, but now I wonder if we really knew what we were fighting for. A younger colonist, who had known only peace, joins the soldier at the cliff's edge, offering a simple drink. The retired soldier looks at the younger person, seeing hope in their eyes. You taught us how to survive. Now, we need to learn how to live. The retired soldier nods, a small smile breaking through the weariness. The two stand together in silence, watching as a shuttle lands in the distance, bringing more settlers to this peaceful world. It's not about the battles we fought. It's about the world we build after. These scenes continue to explore the multifaceted journey of recovery and rebirth after the war, focusing on personal reflections, the healing of old wounds, and the hope for a brighter future, one that is defined by unity, growth, and the determination to rebuild. I want to build cities that float in the sky, like the ones we saw in the old books. I want to explore the stars and find new planets to save, like the heroes we read about. Human teacher, great dreams, both of you. What do you think those cities or those new planets would look like? The alien child ponders for a moment before responding. Alien child. They would be full of all kinds of creatures, not just aliens or humans. Everyone working together. No wars, no fighting. Just peace. The human child looks at their alien friend, nodding. Human child. Yeah. Everyone learning from each other, building something better. Together. Human teacher. Those are the kinds of dreams we need. The kind that take us beyond the stars and make us better together. The teacher looks out the window, as if imagining that future herself, before turning back to her students. The camera pans to the children, all looking toward the future with bright eyes and boundless hope. On a remote asteroid station, a lone janitor, a human woman, works silently, sweeping the hallways. The station has seen better days, its purpose long since faded. But when a catastrophic systems failure threatens the entire station, it's this woman who quietly springs into action. With no training, no fancy equipment, just quick thinking and resourcefulness, she saves hundreds of lives. Janitor. I can't believe I'm the one doing this. She reaches the control room, shoving aside her fear, and begins to repair the damaged circuits. Her hands shake, but she's determined. As she works, an officer arrives, staring in shock at the woman who has taken charge. Officer. You're the janitor. Janitor. Someone's got to do it, right? We all play a part. The officer watches her, stunned by her calm in the face of disaster. With a final twist of the wrench, the systems come back online. The lights flicker back to life. The officer stands in awe. Officer. We'll make sure they know what you did here. Janitor. I'm just doing my job. But maybe next time you'll look at all of us a little differently, huh? The officer nods, a new respect in their eyes. The camera lingers on the janitor, her work finally done, but her quiet heroism echoing in the halls. Human representative. This agreement doesn't erase the past. It only gives us a chance to shape the future. The alien representative, an imposing figure with an aura of ancient power, steps forward. Their voice is deep, carrying the weight of centuries of conflict. Alien representative. You are right. The scars of war are not so easily healed. But today we begin a new chapter. Together. The two representatives exchange glances, both recognizing the significance of this moment. The alien representative hesitates before extending a hand toward the human representative. Alien representative. Will you walk with us, human? Human representative. For the future. For peace. The crowd watches in stunned silence, but the moment breaks the tension, and a wave of applause rises. The two leaders, hand in hand, walk forward together. The camera zooms out, showing the many other species in the crowd, hopeful, united, and ready to move forward. It's strange. When we were fighting, we didn't think about monuments. We didn't think about the future. We just wanted to survive. An older human officer joins them, looking at the memorial. Older officer. Survival is the first step, but it's what we do with a peace that matters. Young human soldier. I think that's why we're here. Not just to keep the peace, but to build it. The young soldier looks at the diverse crowd moving around them, people from all corners of the galaxy united in their efforts. Young human soldier. I hope our legacy will be one of hope, of resilience, of doing more than just surviving. Older officer. You'll get your chance to make that legacy. But remember, it's not about the war we fought. It's about the lives we save now. That's the real victory. The camera zooms out as the two soldiers stand in front of the memorial, reflecting on the past but looking forward to the future, where the legacy of humanity is one of peace and unity. Human technician. We don't have much time. The core is overheating, and if we don't fix this now, the whole station's gone. Alien engineer. We will. Together. They race through the corridors, working side by side to bypass the failing systems. The technician makes a breakthrough, but a deadly surge of energy causes the alien engineer to hesitate, knowing the final step will require one of them to stay behind and risk their life. Alien engineer. I must stay here. The override code requires someone to manually complete the sequence. Human technician. No, you can't. There's got to be another way. Alien engineer. We've fought our wars. We've rebuilt so much. This is my duty now. To give everything so others can live. With a final nod, the alien engineer locks the technician out of the control room, sealing the door and activating the sequence. The technician watches helplessly, but with respect and sorrow. Human technician. Your sacrifice won't be forgotten. The explosion rings out, but the core stabilization holds. The station is saved, and the legacy of the alien engineer lives on in the survivors who carry the torch of peace. Trade agreement, but there is an underlying tension, as not all factions are in favor of such cooperation. The diplomat stands on a balcony overlooking the serene alien city, contemplating the importance of the moment. Human diplomat. The stars, they seem so far away, but we're getting closer every day. An alien elder approaches, their face creased with the wisdom of age. The elder stops beside the diplomat, their voice soft but carrying the weight of their people's history. Alien elder. You think the stars are distant, but it is only because you have not yet learned to reach them. Our ancestors once believed the same, but it was when we learned to work together that we could truly travel beyond our world. Human diplomat. That's what I'm hoping for. The ability to reach beyond what we are today and build something better. Together. The elder smiles, their eyes reflecting a deep understanding of the diplomat's struggle. Alien elder. The future belongs to those who embrace what they are, while reaching for what they can become. Let the stars be your guide. But remember, peace is the first step on that journey. The diplomat watches as the sun sets over the alien city, a deep sense of purpose filling their heart. The camera pulls back to reveal the starry sky above, shining brighter now, a symbol of what's possible through unity. Human soldier. I'm not here to fight. I don't want to fight. Enemy scout. Then you are a fool. Your people are weak, and the galaxy will crush them. We all know it. Human soldier. Maybe we're weak, but that doesn't mean we're done fighting for peace. Not yet. The soldier keeps their stance firm, lowering their weapon but not letting their guard down. The enemy scout laughs, impressed by the human's courage. Enemy scout. I've heard the stories. You humans are persistent. Maybe that's why you're still here. Human soldier. We're here because we won't give up. Even in the face of a losing battle, we'll keep fighting, not for ourselves, but for the future. Human historian. I don't believe it. It's one of the first prototypes of the Unity drive, but we thought these were all destroyed in the war. Alien engineer. Why was it so important? Human historian. This drive could have changed everything. It was the key to faster-than-light travel. The human scientists of that time saw it as a way to bring worlds together, faster, more efficiently than anyone ever imagined. But it was lost in the chaos of war. Alien engineer. Such a thing could have saved countless lives. You didn't just fight for survival, you fought for the future. We were fighting for more than just ourselves. We were fighting for the future. Now, maybe it's time to make sure it's worth the sacrifice. Young girl, please, you have to listen. My dad says we can still work it out. He says there's always another way. Officer. Kid, this isn't the time for your father's speeches. People are dying. Young girl, you're not listening. It's not too late. My dad has a plan. He believes there's always hope. The officer hesitates, surprised by the girl's courage. They're about to turn her away when an explosion shakes the base. The officer looks at her, their hardened exterior softening. Officer. All right, let's see if your dad's plan is worth something. The girl, relieved, hands over the encrypted message. As the officer hurries away, she watches, knowing that she has done what she can. Her courage in the face of overwhelming odds is a spark of hope for those around her. Elderly woman. I never thought I'd see this day. But maybe it wasn't all for nothing. The young alien child runs up to her, smiling brightly. Young alien child. Grandmother. Come play with us. Elderly woman. I may be old, but I can still keep up. She walks with the child, her heart full. As the camera pulls back, we see the entire community working together, their efforts building something far greater than any one race or species could achieve alone. The future, once darkened by the shadows of war, now shines with the light of hope and unity. Veteran soldier. I fought for peace, for a future where we wouldn't need to keep fighting. But it seems the galaxy doesn't agree. A younger officer enters the room, pleading with the veteran to join the fight once more. Younger officer. Sir, we need you. We can't win this without your experience. The enemy is too powerful. Veteran soldier. Power isn't what will win this battle. It's honor. It's the belief that we don't have to fight the same wars forever. The veteran pulls on their uniform, once again donning the mantle of a warrior. The officer watches in silence, realizing that the true strength of the soldier lies not in their skill with weapons, but in their unyielding dedication to the values that made them a hero in the first place. Veteran soldier. Let's remind them what true strength is. It's not in the weapons we carry, but in the peace we fight to protect. The veteran leads a team into battle, not with rage or vengeance, but with the calm confidence that their fight will be the last. Human diplomat. You've been at war for generations, fighting for things you cannot even remember. The future you're creating is one of endless violence, where your children inherit only hatred. Alien leader one. You speak as if peace is a simple solution. You don't know the blood we've spilled. Human diplomat. I do know. I know that every drop of blood spilled takes us further away from the future we want for our children. But that's why I'm here to offer you another choice. A tense silence fills the room. The human diplomat's words hang heavy in the air. The second alien leader, quiet until now, speaks with a rare hint of doubt. Alien leader 2. Do you truly believe there is another way? Human diplomat. Yes, I do. It's not easy. But we must start by choosing not to repeat the mistakes of the past. Let this be the moment when you decide to end the cycle. The room falls silent again as the representatives of both sides consider the diplomat's words. Slowly, one by one, they begin to nod, recognizing the wisdom in the plea for peace. The camera lingers on the human diplomat, their expression one of quiet hope as they prepare to write a new chapter in the history of the galaxy. Elderly historian. You must understand, the story of our people doesn't end with destruction. The war we fought didn't define us. It was the love for our homes, our families, and the future we believed in that defined us. Young survivor 1. But we lost everything. How can we rebuild after all this? Elderly historian. We rebuild through memory. Memory is what holds us together. It is what keeps us from forgetting who we are, what we stand for. You must carry that memory forward for the generations to come. The past isn't just something to mourn. It's a foundation to build upon. The young survivors listen intently as the historian speaks, their hearts filled with determination. They begin to work together, rebuilding their community with the lessons of the past guiding them. The camera zooms out to show a new city rising from the ashes, symbolizing the power of memory and hope. Squadron leader. This is it. We're the last line of defense, and we all know what's at stake. But remember, we're not fighting for ourselves. We're fighting for every life we've sworn to protect, for every future we can still save. Pilot 1. We knew the risks when we signed up. We're not afraid of the fight. Pilot 2. It's the end of the line. We'll make it count. Squadron leader. That's the spirit. If we're going down, we'll do it with honor. And we'll make sure that everyone who follows after us knows that we fought to the very last breath. The squadron launches into space, ready to sacrifice everything to protect their people. The mission is successful, and though the pilots know they won't survive, their names will be immortalized as the heroes who gave everything for the future. Human parent. Look at them. They're our future. They won't know the pain we went through. They'll only know unity. Alien parent. It's hard to imagine, isn't it, that this day would come. But here we are, together. Human parent. I never thought I'd see the day when we could truly say that we are not alone in the galaxy, not just in body, but in spirit. Captain, we've come a long way to get here. We've fought through impossible odds, lost friends, lost everything. But this is it. This is the moment that defines us. The moment where we prove what humanity is really capable of. Not just as warriors, but as survivors, as protectors. We will not be defeated. We will fight until our last breath. And if we fall, we will fall together and honor the future we fought for. The troops roar in unison, a loud, defiant cry that echoes across the battlefield. The battle begins in earnest, with explosions, gunfire, and the clash of forces. The captain fights valiantly, cutting down enemies with precision and skill, but it's clear the odds are insurmountable. Yet, despite the overwhelming force of the alien enemy, the humans stand their ground. Captain, we'll show them. We'll show them what it means to face humanity's wrath. This is our last battle, but it will be a victory. Even if we die today, we won't die in vain. In a final act of defiance, the captain orders a last-ditch strike to take down the alien mothership. Their sacrifice is heroic, and their death is felt across the galaxy. But their actions set the stage for the ultimate defeat of the alien invaders. Human diplomat. This is not the way to secure your future. Violence only leads to more violence. Assassin. You think your peace will last? That the galaxy will truly be unified? You've made a pact with wolves in sheep's clothing. This will be your undoing. Human diplomat. Peace is not perfect. But we must have the courage to try, even when there are those who seek to tear it apart. This is the moment where we decide, will we continue to let fear and hatred guide us? Or will we be the ones to step into the future, united, strong, and free? The council members, each representing a different species, step forward to sign the pact. One by one, they add their names, knowing that the true battle for peace will be fought not with weapons, but with words, with actions, and with a commitment to one another. The assassin is taken away, and the ceremony continues undisturbed. Human scientist. We've been through so much to get here. We can't afford to fail now. If we don't find a cure, all of this will have been for nothing. Alien biologist. You're right. But we have something that others don't. Our minds, our skills, and most importantly, our unity. Together, we can make this happen. It's not about one species or the other. It's about all of us. The two work tirelessly, pushing the limits of their knowledge, their understanding of each other's worlds, and their trust in one another. After many grueling hours, they discover the key to the cure. The virus is stopped in its tracks, saving millions of lives. Human scientist. We did it. Together. Alien biologist. This is what it means to work as one. When we combine our strengths, there is nothing we cannot achieve. The scene ends with the two shaking hands, standing as living proof that unity, when combined with knowledge and compassion, can overcome any challenge. Human general. You were the best of us. Your sacrifice is not forgotten. You fought not for glory, but for a chance at a future, one where the horrors we faced would never be repeated. The general is joined by others, fellow soldiers, survivors of the war, and the families of the fallen. Together, they stand in silence, honoring those who gave everything so that the next generation could live in peace. A child approaches the monument, placing a small token, a symbol of hope. Child, I never knew them, but I will remember them. Because of them, we can live in a world without fear. Human general. Yes, you will remember. And you will live the life they fought for, free from the shadows of war. Never forget that peace is earned, and it is fragile. But it is worth every sacrifice. The camera pans out to show the monument in its entirety, with the vast sky stretching overhead, a reminder that the sacrifices made were not in vain. A new dawn rises over the world, symbolizing the promise of a future built on the sacrifices of past. This is why we fight, not just to survive, but to explore, to learn, to grow. The universe is vast, full of possibilities, and we have only begun to scratch the surface. Yes, every star, every planet is a new opportunity. Together, we will unlock the mysteries of the cosmos, and in doing so, we will find a future for us all. The explorers board their ship, and the engines roar to life as they prepare to launch into the unknown. The camera follows them as they travel through space, moving past stars and galaxies, knowing that their journey will shape the future of the galaxy itself. The stars are our future, and we will claim them together. The ship disappears into the vastness of space, a symbol of the boundless potential that lies ahead for humanity and its allies. Captain, we're all going to face the toughest choice of our lives in the next few minutes. This mission, this one strike, could end everything. But it comes at a price. We're not walking out of this alive. The team of soldiers, diverse in species and background, exchange determined glances. They have come this far together and will face the final battle united. Captain, we fight for those who won't make it. We fight for the future of every living being in this galaxy. This is our last chance to stop them from wiping everything out. If we don't stop that weapon, there will be no more worlds to fight for. The soldiers, each knowing the stakes, nod in solemn agreement. They board their ship, heading straight for the alien mothership, ready to make their final stand. The ship is immediately bombarded by enemy fire, but the captain pushes forward, leading them straight into the heart of the alien weapon. Captain, if you don't hear from me again, remember this. Every life we've lost, every drop of blood shed, it was worth it. We gave everything for this. The captain and their team storm the control room, fighting their way past waves of alien defenders. The device is in front of them, a massive, glowing core that pulses with the power to destroy entire planets. The captain gives the order to destroy it, knowing that it will cost them their lives. The team works quickly, setting the charges that will disable the weapon, but not without a fight. I'm proud to have fought beside each and every one of you. Now let's make sure that no one else has to suffer like we did. The explosion detonates, sending a shockwave through the mothership. The captain and their team are caught in the blast, their sacrifice ensuring the galaxy's survival. The final blow to the alien invaders is struck, and the weapon is destroyed. The war is over. Human diplomat, you invaded our worlds, you destroyed our homes, you took our loved ones. But you underestimated us. You underestimated the strength of humanity. We didn't bend. We didn't break. And now you stand before us, facing the consequences of your actions. Alien leader, you think we are defeated? That we will kneel before you? The galaxy will still burn with the fire we started. Human diplomat, your fire has burned long enough. But now we stand together, united, to ensure it will never spread again. You will answer for the destruction you've caused, not just in blood, but in the promise of peace. The alien leaders are taken away to face justice, their forces disbanded, and their reign of terror brought to an end. The camera pulls back to show the human diplomat standing tall, their gaze focused on the future of the galaxy. Human leader, we've seen what happens when we let fear and hatred divide us. But today we begin a new chapter. A chapter of cooperation, of exploration, and of shared knowledge. The mistakes of the past won't define us. Our unity will. And together, we will build a future where the light of knowledge and understanding outshines the darkness of war. The stars are within our reach, and this time, we will meet them as equals. Together. Child, Grandpa, why do you always watch the battles? Because, kid, there's something you need to understand. The world you live in today, it wasn't always like this. It wasn't always safe. Peace isn't a guarantee. It's something you fight for, something you earn. And sometimes that means you lose people you love. But we don't have to fight anymore, right? We can just be happy. You'll never have to fight like we did. But you must always remember why we fought, so that you can keep this peace, so that you never forget the sacrifice it took to get here. And most importantly, to honor those who didn't make it. The child nods, understanding more than their years would suggest. The soldier watches the hollow projector one last time and then turns it off. The world is at peace, but the lessons of the past are never forgotten. The future is yours now, kid. But never forget how it came to be. The scene ends with the soldier staring out at the setting sun, knowing that the legacy of those who fought will never fade, and the future remains in good hands. Human captain. There's a whole universe out there waiting for us to discover it. New worlds, new species, new challenges. But this time, we're not just looking for a place to survive. We're looking for a place to thrive. And we're going to do it together. The crew nods, prepared for whatever the galaxy may throw at them. The captain looks out into the stars as their ship blasts off into the unknown. Human captain. This is just the beginning. Let's see what we can build. The ship accelerates, disappearing into the vastness of space, leaving behind a legacy of hope, exploration, and unity. Human doctor. You're going to be all right. We'll take care of you, just like we promised. You don't have to fight anymore. The alien child smiles weakly, gripping the doctor's hand. The doctor's expression softens, knowing that the work they're doing is far from easy, but it's the most important thing they can do for the galaxy. Human doctor. We're not just healing bodies. We're healing a galaxy that has been torn apart. And it's not going to happen overnight. But one day, we'll look back and see that we've created something better, something stronger. The doctor leaves the room, walking down a hall filled with patients and staff, human and alien alike. They stop at a mural depicting scenes of the war, the devastation, and the sacrifices made. But at the center, a shining beacon of unity, where all species stand together. The doctor looks at the mural with pride. It wasn't for nothing. Human ambassador. We've all seen what happens when we let our differences divide us. The war we just survived cost us everything, but we're still standing. If we can find a way to make peace through our struggles, then we can find a way to make peace moving forward. Alien representative. You speak of peace, but how can we trust that this won't happen again? You say we should all forget the past, but the scars remain. Human ambassador. We don't forget. We learn. We remember the cost of the war. And we make sure it never happens again by building trust, slowly, carefully, and together. This council is not just a chance to negotiate. It's our chance to prove that we can do better. For all of us. The room falls silent. Other representatives from various species nod in agreement, though some remain skeptical. The human ambassador stands firm, knowing the road ahead will be challenging, but the alternative is even worse. Human ambassador. The galaxy has always been divided by our differences, but we now have a chance to be united in what truly matters, our survival, our prosperity, and our peace. We must choose to rise together. The council is left with a difficult but essential decision. The camera pans out to show representatives from different species speaking quietly amongst themselves, the hope for a new future hanging in the balance. It's a new beginning. Not just for us, but for everyone who thought they'd never get to see what's out there. This is our chance to make sure that the galaxy belongs to those who seek peace, knowledge, and a brighter tomorrow. The crew steps off the ship, exploring the vast alien terrain with wonder and caution. Strange and ancient ruins rise before them, hinting at the lost secrets of civilizations long past. The journey ahead isn't just about what we find. It's about what we bring back with us. The knowledge, the understanding, the wisdom of the past, so we can build a better future. They begin to explore the ruins, carefully studying the artifacts, their eyes filled with awe and curiosity. The possibilities ahead are endless, and the future of humanity in the galaxy looks brighter than ever. It's easy to see the scars of a war, but it's harder to understand how it began. How do we make sure we never repeat the mistakes of those who came before us? Perhaps the answer lies here, among the ruins, the bones of those who lived and fought before us. The historian finds an ancient tablet covered in dust, etched with symbols they've never seen before. They wipe it clean, revealing a message from the past, a warning about the dangers of unchecked power and the consequences of forgetting the value of peace. They who forget the cost of peace will fall to the greed of those who never sought it. The historian pauses, reflecting on the wisdom contained in the ancient message. They place the tablet in their pack, knowing that this discovery will become key to ensuring the future remains bright. We're not just survivors of war. We're the keepers of peace. And it's up to us to make sure the future knows what the past has taught us. As the historian walks away, the winds of time carry the message across the barren landscape, a reminder that the struggles of the past must never be forgotten if humanity is to build a better tomorrow. We in this here. Together. We take them down, no matter the cost. For the future, for everyone. Explosions rock the battlefield as the captain and their team push towards the heart of the enemy's stronghold. They breach the walls, making their way to the weapon. The final confrontation is fierce, with enemy forces surrounding them. The captain orders the final push as their team sacrifices themselves one by one to disable the weapon. For every life that was lost, for every soul that cried out for peace. This is for you. The charge detonates, and the weapon is destroyed in a brilliant flash. The battle ends, but at great cost. The captain's body is found among the rubble, their sacrifice ensuring the galaxy's survival. Jackson. Zora, my dad says that before, humans and aliens didn't always get along. Is that true? Zora. Yes, it's true. There was a time when we didn't trust each other. But my grandpa always tells me that we can change. He says it's our choice to be friends, to build something better. Jackson. But why didn't you trust us? Zora. I think it's because we were scared. And when you're scared, you don't always see the good things in others. But now we get to learn from each other. Jackson looks at Zora with a new understanding. They run off to join the others, their laughter mixing with the sounds of the wind. The innocence of their friendship stands as a symbol of the future, a future where the scars of the past are slowly healed by the bonds of the present. You were one of the ones who believed that war would bring your species supremacy. Tell me why. Power has a way of blinding you. We believed we were the chosen ones, the rightful rulers of the galaxy. We thought we could destroy everything in our path and remake it in our image. And now, enemy leader. Now I see the cost. I see the generations of lives we destroyed, the people who will never walk again, the homes that will never be rebuilt. I don't know if we deserve to survive. Human interrogator. But you did survive. And now it's time for you to face the consequences. The interrogator looks out the window as they realize that even in defeat, there is a chance for the enemy leader to understand. But the damage done can never be fully repaired. The journey to redemption, however, may just be beginning. Veteran soldier. We fought so that the next generation wouldn't have to. She gave everything for this peace, for a galaxy that didn't just survive, but healed. The young cadet approaches, hesitant but eager to speak. Young cadet. Ma'am, you knew Captain Lysandra, didn't you? Veteran soldier. Yes. She was more than just a commander. She was a symbol. A symbol of what humanity could be when we stand together. Her sacrifice was our redemption. Young cadet. How did she do it? How did she make us believe in the impossible? Veteran soldier. Because she never gave up. Even when we were outnumbered, even when it seemed like the galaxy itself would fall apart, she held on to the idea that we were better than our darkest moments. She believed in all of us. And that belief changed everything. The young cadet stands beside the veteran, their shared moment of silence speaking volumes. The galaxy may have been scarred, but the legacy of its fallen heroes will never fade. The peace they fought for is their true triumph. Dr. Elena, this is incredible. It speaks of a species that, like us, was once on the verge of destruction. But they discovered the power of unity, of cooperation. They were the bridge between the stars. Alien explorer. Do they say who this species was? Dr. Elena. It's us. This prophecy is about humanity. The lost species. We were meant to be the ones to reunite the galaxy. To bring all the fractured pieces together. The team members exchange surprised glances, the weight of their discovery settling in. Dr. Elena stands, holding the artifact to the light, realizing that humanity's role in the galaxy's future has always been more significant than they ever realized. Dr. Elena, the galaxy needs us. Not as conquerors, not as rulers, but as healers, as unifiers. We are the key. Human leader. Today, we stand as one. A galaxy once torn apart by fear and hatred is now united in hope. Our journey has not been easy, and it is far from over. But together, we have built something extraordinary. We are no longer divided by our differences. We are bound by the desire to create a future that is brighter, safer, and better for all. The crowd cheers, a symbol of their shared strength and determination. As the camera pulls back, we see not just the leaders standing before them, but the citizens, human and alien alike, side by side, building a new future together. Human leader, this is our galaxy, and we will protect it together. The final shot lingers on the faces of the crowd, young and old, human and alien, as the sun sets behind them, signaling the dawn of a new era. I stand before you today not just as a representative of Earth, but as a voice for all those who have fought for this peace. We have seen the horrors of war, felt the weight of loss, and stood at the precipice of extinction. But we did not turn away. We faced it together, and we chose to build something new. But you ask us to trust you. After all that has been done, can we truly believe this will last? I know you have reason to doubt, and I know that peace is not something easily won. But humanity has learned a powerful lesson in the past few decades. It is not enough to survive. We must thrive together. We must build bridges, not walls. We are no longer the species that fought for domination. We are the species that fought for unity. And we have shown you that we can. The room falls silent. For a long moment, no one speaks. Then, one by one, representatives begin to stand, some with reluctance, others with growing respect. The camera pans over their faces as they nod in agreement. You have earned our trust. The beacon will shine, not just for you, but for all of us. The vote is unanimous. As the treaty is passed, Clara looks out over the room, a quiet smile on her face. The camera zooms in on the stars visible through the massive windows of the council hall, symbolizing the galaxy's new beginning. She was more than a soldier. She was a symbol of what we are capable of when we put others before ourselves. Someday, they'll tell stories of us, of what we fought for. But those stories aren't for glory. They're for the future. For the children who will never know the horrors we saw, so that they can live in peace. That's what I fight for. She knew, even in the darkest moments, that peace was the only victory worth fighting for. The team stands in silence, the weight of Captain Owen's words resonating with them. They carefully pack the journal away, a promise to share her legacy with the galaxy. The camera lingers on the wreckage, now a memorial to a hero who had given everything for a future she would never see. I never thought we'd get to see this day. After everything, I didn't think there would be a tomorrow. But here we are, together again. The war tried to tear us apart. But in the end, it was our shared love for our families that kept us strong. And for that, I am grateful. Look at them. They've never known the fear we lived with. They don't carry the same scars. Maybe that's the best thing we've done. They are the future, and they will carry forward what we started. Peace, friendship, love. This is their inheritance. The camera lingers on the children, their laughter echoing through the halls of the station. They are unaware of the struggles that their parents faced, living in a world that is not theirs to inherit, only to build and protect. I thought I would never see this day. I thought the war would consume us all. But here we are, standing at the edge of something new. We've both seen enough destruction, enough pain, but it's time to rebuild. The old ways are gone. What matters now is what we do with the ashes. The old ways, they'll never come back. But the future, that's ours to shape. Yes, together. They stand side by side, their silhouettes framed by the setting sun. The final embers of the war have faded, and before them lies a new world, one that will be built from the lessons of the past and the hope for a better future. Eva, do you think there are other children out there, somewhere far away, who are doing what we're doing? Learning, playing, dreaming? Alien child. Yes, I think we are all part of a big, bright dream. And someday, our children will look up at the stars and tell stories about us. Eva, and they'll say that we were the ones who made the galaxy a better place. Alien child. Exactly. We are the dreamers, and we will make it real. As the children continue to laugh and talk around the fire, the camera pulls away, showing the stars above, symbolizing the endless possibilities ahead. The future is unwritten, but the legacy of peace, unity, and hope will forever guide them. This station represents the future we can create when we choose to see each other as allies, not enemies. It is not merely a building or a symbol. It is the promise of something greater. A promise that no matter where we come from, no matter what we look like, we are all part of the same galaxy, and we are stronger together than we could ever be apart. The audience erupts in applause, the sound reverberating across the chamber. A few of the alien delegates stand, their eyes shining with a mixture of pride and awe. This station is more than a trade hub. It is a beacon not just of commerce, but of cooperation. It will stand as a monument to all we have overcome and a reminder of all we can achieve. Today, we look forward, not just to profits and progress, but to the bonds that unite us, to the friendships we will forge in the coming years. Let this be a beginning, and let it be one that echoes through the stars for millennia to come. The doors to the station open, allowing representatives and visitors from various worlds to begin entering. As they do, there is a palpable sense of wonder and anticipation. The camera pulls up to reveal the vast expanse of space beyond, with ships from different species approaching the gateway, signaling the start of a new era. Captain Maria Valdez. To the children of the stars, we send our hope. We are the forgotten ones, the last remnants of a civilization that fell to its own arrogance. But we did not fade into the void without leaving behind a message. Peace is a fragile thing. Guard it, protect it, nurture it, for the next generation is your legacy. Lead engineer. This isn't a weapon. It's a message. It's a warning. Captain Maria Valdez. A warning we can learn from. It's a legacy left for us, a reminder that we have a responsibility to never repeat the mistakes of the past. That's what the galaxy needs. Peace, yes, but wisdom too. The camera slowly pulls back as the team stands in awe, the weight of the relic's message settling over them. In the distance, stars twinkle, symbolizing the past and a future that will be shaped by the lessons of those who came before. When we first landed here, we had nothing but the will to survive. And now look at it, this tower will stand taller than any monument built before. It will be the light that guides us forward. It's not just the tower that's shining, friend. It's all of us. What we're building here is more than stone and steel. We're building trust, friendship, and hope. We've learned that survival isn't enough. It's the bonds we form, the communities we build together, that will ensure we don't just survive, but thrive. As the camera zooms out, the tower of the first light reaches its pinnacle, the first light flickering on as dawn breaks across the horizon. The workers cheer, and for the first time, the camera shows the full scope of the city, a flourishing, vibrant place where different species live and work side by side. The light from the tower shines as a beacon, signaling a new chapter in the galaxy's history. Colonel Lucas Hayes, you were the face of the war for us, the one we feared above all others. Why come to the table now? Why seek peace? General Sorth, because war does not change us. It only reveals who we truly are. I led my people to this point, but it is not where I want them to go. I see the truth now. This galaxy is too vast, too precious to waste on bloodshed. Colonel Lucas Hayes, and you think we can just forgive? Forget everything that happened? General Sorth, forgiveness is not forgetting. It is the choice to move forward, to create something better, not out of fear, but out of understanding. Colonel Lucas Hayes, then let's move forward together. The two shake hands, the weight of their past between them, but their shared commitment to the future binding them together. The scene fades as the treaty is signed, the tension between the two leaders slowly melting away, replaced by the quiet understanding that true peace requires sacrifice, sometimes even of the deepest wounds. When I was a child, I looked up at the stars and wondered if they were filled with life. I wondered if there were others out there, just like us, dreaming of a future of peace and unity. Are we the first ones to dream that? No, my child. The dream has always been there. We are not the first, but we are the ones who can make it real. And that is why we must keep dreaming, keep building, and keep fighting for the future. Then we'll make sure the dream never ends.